That's Serena on Chancellor. She's a NASA astronaut. She's currently on board the space station. She's in kind of the backup role for today's operations to actually capture Dragon. She's assisting the current commander, Alex Garce, who's going to be at the controls, but she's doing all the voice communications between the station and that Capcom there in Houston. And we have views back once more from the space station. So we got the KU band, or kind of that high data rate communication link reestablished, so we're able to get this real-time video. This view from the business end of the Canadarm2 looking down at Dragon. Again, just 30 meters away from the space station. It's been holding here. In about 5 minutes, they are going to be going into an orbital sunset, so we're going to see the lighting conditions start to darken on the Dragon spacecraft as they are moving over the nighttime portion of the planet. The station and Dragon flying just to the north of the Mongolian border over Russia at an altitude of about 253 statute miles. You can already see the ground beneath Dragon is dark. They've crossed over that Terminator line, that demarcation between night and day on the Earth's surface. They are a little bit higher up though, so they still have a little bit more sunlight for about 4.5 minutes. All right, and we just heard the call up to Serena on Chancellor. Dragon is at the capture point. So right now it's just 10 meters away from the space station, just about 30 feet. And you can see just how close it is now to that space station robotic arm. As you heard the Capcom say, though, they are working a ground issue before they give the crew the go to actually reach out and grapple the Dragon. So we will stand by for a couple of minutes and get some more details on this. But we are at this final hold point. Dragon's not going to get any closer until it's within the grasp of the Canadarm2 robotic arm.
We are close enough that you can see this is a shot from the International Space Station looking at the end of that Canadarm and the Dragon. Beautiful shot. You can see exactly how close we are to the end of that grapple point. As soon as the station crew gets the okay to proceed, Dragon's actually not going to move. It'll stay right at that 10-meter hold point, but the robotic arm will now move closer to Dragon. And you can see the grapple point right on Dragon right there.
Conditions confirmed and crew ready for Dragon capture.
And Houston, copy, standby 1.
And so that real quick was just Serena confirming the crew is configured and they're ready to go. So now it's just the teams over there in Mission Control Houston working this ground issue. And then once that gets figured out, they'll give the go to the crew to actually reach out and capture Dragon. Again, we have a capture window, so this isn't all timed to a very specific second or minute. They have a window where the lighting conditions will line up and they can actually reach out and grab the Dragon spacecraft. All right, well, right now you're going to see Dragon slowly start to fly away now. So the crew just sent a command to Dragon to depart from this 10-meter point back to the 30-meter while the teams down on the ground continue to work that communications issue. So Dragon got to that capture point, but they're still working an issue on the ground with communications with the space station. So while they continue to work that issue, they just have the crew give the command to send Dragon back to the 30-meter point, where it's going to hang out for a little while they continue to work this issue on the ground. All right, and we're back. If you're still hanging here with us, we did get that communication back with the International Space Station. It took a little while. They've been working with the ground issue, but as you just heard that conversation between the Capcom in Houston and Alex Gerst on board the space station, we're back. There's Dragon, 30 meters away from the space station. We were there a little bit earlier, but we're back there now. Right now, the teams are doing a go, no-go poll. They're going to try to move through real quickly to get Dragon back into that capture point to try and capture it finally with this robotic arm.
All is good with Dragon right now. Like we said earlier, Dragon has its solar arrays extended and is capable of just hanging out until the crew on the ISS is ready to grapple it. When given the command, it'll go back to that 10-meter capture hold. And then if we're lucky, it'll proceed into a free drift state and accept the grapple. That'll be hopefully contingent on the crew giving us the okay soon. You can see on the right-hand side of your screen that is a camera at the end of the Canadarm, that 57-foot robotic arm that extends out from the station. And as Dragon gets closer and closer, we'll see it grow larger in that frame of view. And then when the Dragon stops, it'll be up to the arm to move into that capture point. You can actually see, this is a great shot right here. It shows just how close we are to capture. This is from another point on the International Space Station looking towards the Dragon and that arm. And it may be tough to distinguish the movement of the Dragon apart from the rotation of the Earth underneath it, but it is moving right now. Like we've said many times during this webcast, slow and steady wins the race here.
Well, those are exactly the words we wanted to use. Everything is now go for capture. So the crew's going to start working through some final steps, and any moment now we're going to start seeing that robotic arm in motion. So now we're just moments away. So it took a little while to get here. We overcame a couple of issues with our ground communications, but now we're here. Dragon's just 10 meters away, and it's time to capture. I think this is about the 4th vehicle to arrive at the space station within the last couple of weeks. We had a Cygnus a little while ago, a Russian Progress vehicle, a Russian Soyuz spacecraft just earlier this week arrived on Monday, and now a Dragon. So for now, we're getting closer. We're just a couple of meters away now. You can see that grapple fixture right in the center of the crosshairs now, and this is a view from the end of that station robotic arm.
We are actually close enough now that you can see the movement of the Canadarm. Too slow or too far away to see the slow movements before, but we are definitely approaching that grapple point.
And hearing we're less than a meter away.
You can see on the left how far that arm has come. It's right up against the side of the Dragon now.
All right, we're going to stand by for that initial capture. Here we have a good alignment. And the capture's been commanded. All right, and that is a capture. Capture coming at 4:21 a.m. Pacific time, 6:21 a.m. over in Houston. That's where my computer's time is set to, but that capture's confirmed. Again, 4:21 a.m. Pacific time, with the space station flying 250 statute miles to the north of Papua New Guinea, just out over the Pacific Ocean.